before I start, the last part that I needed that I ordered online, only 11 days late. USPS, you're getting better. What's going on, guys? It's Clayton or Magnus or Brad Pitt, whatever you want to call me. In this video, pretty easy premise to follow. 3 words. Parts, goals. The goal I have for this week, guys, is to set up a rig that can hopefully host just about any 3D printed body that I decide to throw on it. It's getting way too expensive, making a whole new chassis setup for each body that I print. So this one is hopefully a little more versatile. Let's take a look at some of these parts, guys, show you what I got. First piece of the puzzle, guys, I chose an Athos chassis, standard wheelbase by Northwest Chassis Works. Chose it for 2 reasons. First reason being the spacing on these shock towers here is just right. I use the shock tower to put, a magnet mount to connect to the body. If I were to take a 133 millimeter, which is, I feel like, the most common wheelbase body file size, the front shock tower will fit right under the hood. The rear will fit right under the bed. Still have plenty of room in between, for the electronics. Second reason I chose this was for the skid angle. I attempted this video with Enjora's LCG chassis. I really like the shock tower distance on those, but their skid angle was only 6 degrees, was just not enough. 11 degrees, I think, will work much better. This kit comes with everything you need. You got your skid, your magnet mounts, and your sliders, and then the little carbon fiber plates that go into these slots here. I'm not going to be running his magnet mounts. I'd much rather use my own that can fit a 10x2 magnet. I got plenty of them. For the links, I went with some Maz Designs double bends. I chose the C10 wheelbase to start out with. I'll probably get some Gladiator, Seabolt, just different variations for the different bodies that I'll be running. These will be a pain to put together, but it'll be worth it. I'd say they're pretty versatile for just about any chassis out there. For axles, I chose some Mias Isokinetics. This is their metal version. I know the nylon slides better over rocks, but these have a greater weight than the nylons, and I feel like for the variation of all the bodies I'll be running, the more weight down low will be better. Same with the drive shafts. I chose the metal over the plastic just for that little extra weight down low. For servo, nothing crazy. Enjora's 11 kilogram has enough torque for all the bodies that I've ever had to throw on it, and it's plenty fast enough. For shocks, nothing special. These are the stock oil-filled shocks. I really like the length of these. I believe they're 35 millimeter. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I was going to do some of Enjora's 39 millimeter, but I feel like you really got to dial those in, use limit straps or what have you. These, you don't get too much lift whenever you're crawling, and I think it'll be perfect for the different weights of the bodies that I'll be running. I got a couple different options for powering this rig. The Furytech Micro Komodo, Furytech Cedar. I like the size of the Micro Komodo over the Cedar, but it is an outrunner, so I can't place anything up against this because obviously it spins. Cedar, more torque, and it's an end runner, so I can place whatever up against it. If I need to put any of the wires up against this just to try to make it real tight to fit under, the bodies and the interior or what have you. Don't know which one I'm going to decide to run yet, but I do know that I'm going to give this ESC a shot again. It worked really, really well. Good size, the Micro Python, but it burnt up within 10 minutes. Thankfully, they're replacing it. For battery, 180 milliamp hour Palm Beach battery. It's a good size, smaller than stock. I've been running them. I haven't had any duds. I know some people do. For receiver, Turbo Racing. The main reason why I chose this, it's not the smallest receiver out there, but they're cheap receivers. I can throw it in any rigs. All my rigs are running these. Does just enough for what I needed to do. For wheels and tires, it doesn't really matter. For each different body, I'm just going to grab a set of wheels and tires that fit the model the best, run them, see how they do. Let's start putting some of these things together, guys. See what it looks like after I have it all together. Perfect. Alright guys, everything's put together. As you can see by the previous clips, I was able to achieve the goal of having a rig that can host any of the 3D printed bodies that I decide to throw on it that are 133mm. The only changes I'll be making on this regularly would be the wheels and tires. If I decide to run a longer wheelbase than 133, obviously I'm going to have to change the links here. I like the skid angle. I feel like 11 degrees is just that sweet spot between performance and then not having to actually cut into my body there. The motor that I ended up choosing was the Micro Komodo. The reason why I chose this, I really wanted to try to shoot for the cedar just to switch things up. But as you can see here, the Micro Komodo, whenever the shocks are completely maxed here, it just barely has enough clearance. So I know that cedar just wouldn't have worked. The sliders that Athos provides fits my electronics perfectly. I mean, maybe, you know, a couple millimeters off, but that should be totally fine. The weight of this feels pretty good. Let's go ahead and get my scale and see what the official weight is. Let's get the scale powered on, zeroed out. Now would be the time. Take your guesses. What do you guys think this is going to weigh? 413 grams. I really do think we'll be using every bit of them 413 grams to try to balance and offset the weight of a body like this, where a decent amount of the weight is up so high. With all that being said, guys, I think we talked about just about everything we needed to talk about with this rig. I appreciate you guys for following along with this video. If you'd like to see more content going over SCX24's hard bodies, possibly more comps in the future, please leave a like and subscribe. I'm going to try to upload every single Saturday. And until next Saturday, hope you guys all have a great week. See ya.